Hey guys, this is Nod Lammers, and you're probably wondering why I have Speedroids set out. You're probably going, hey, Nod guy, didn't you just do Speedroids? Didn't you just do an updated Speedroid deck? Yes, I did. But shortly after I uploaded that, probably about 2 days after I uploaded that, I found out a way to make Speedroids incredibly consistent. So consistent, in fact, that any two monsters makes you the same, just about the same board every time. Real quick, I want to apologize if there's any noise in the background. There's a lot of people over right now, and I just wanted to get my video done, so. But hopefully won't become too big of a problem. But anyways, we're going to go through the stuff that you guys have already seen before, and then we're going to talk about the new stuff and what that does for the deck profile. Alright, so we're going to set the extra and spells and traps off to the side. Real quick, we do have a link to our Patreon down in the description if you guys want to back us on that. That goes straight back into deck profiles and would help us out a lot. Alright, without further ado, triple red-eyed dice. Like I said in the last one, just an amazing tuner overall and lets you access anywhere between level 2 and 7 synchros. And then, of course, triple die. This guy's actually one of like the most important cards I find because he is able to reborn the dice or summon it from your hand by banishing himself from the graveyard. He also is a level 3, which is really important for this deck and the way that this deck wants to be played. Then we have triple horse. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon a Speedroid from your hand, which is pretty dope. So it lets you, you know, start swarming. And then on another turn during the main phase, you can banish him and foolish any wind monster from the deck, which is incredible. It's nuts. And then the last 3 of Speedroid is triple Tactomberg. He special summons himself if you control a wind. These really are the heart and soul of any Speedroid deck. I think that this is the proper ratios for them. These guys really do run the deck. Along with them, we do play some one-of Speedroids. One Terratop, he's a searcher, he summons himself when you control no monsters. He's incredible. Unfortunately, he's only at 1. I would play 3 if I could, because he'd really fit in well with all of these guys. One Triad dice. This is for a very specific combo. If you watch the test hands video, I think I mentioned it, where I was like, you could do this if you had Tactomberg, this guy, and the Psychic Tracker, and you had this in your deck, you'd be able to do a bunch of crazy stuff. So I put him in just because there are moments where you do want this for combos. And then the last Speedroid I play is one double yo-yo, just because you don't necessarily always need double yo-yo, but he's really good because he can pull a Speedroid out of graveyard. But yeah, so all our Speedroids except for these 3 are played at 3. So we're playing, so already we're trying to max out consistency here. But with the way that this deck is built, any 2 monsters, yeah, just about almost any 2 monsters gets you the same board. Or an equivalent. It's nuts. Next up, of course, we have the Psychic package, which is triple tracker and 1 wielder. I would be playing 2. I actually have a second one coming in the mail, and I do plan on putting in the second wielder just because I think it would help out the consistency a lot and just also bolster plays. But if you don't know what Psychic, wielder, and tracker do, is that you can summon them each once per turn. Special summon them each once per turn if you control a level 3 monster. They summon themselves in defense position. Psychic Tracker gives a monster synchro summoned with him as material a bonus 600 attack, and Psychic Wielder lets you pop a monster with attack less than the monster that used him as a synchro material. That's it for the stuff you guys have seen before. So now we're going to talk about the stuff that you guys haven't seen, and this is a first for Invoked 101. I don't believe I've done a video on these guys yet, and that is I'm playing an Orcust package in this deck. So we're playing some pretty cool Orcust monsters here. I don't think I've done a video on an Orcust deck yet, and so this is a pretty small Orcust package. It's only 6 cards. So what we're playing is 1 Orchestrated Einsatz, 1 Orcust Brass Bombard, 1 Harp Horror, 1 Orcust Nightmare, and 1 World 1. These 2 really do run the deck, and I've had hands where I'll open 2 Speedroids, a Harp Horror, a Brass Bombard, and either World Wand or Nightmare, and I'm still able to make the same boards. Like this is what makes the combos possible in this deck, and this really is what makes the deck so consistent. It's insane, and I'll be showing off the combo in a separate video that I'll do. But yeah, Brass Bomber, so these two kind of have similar effects. All the Orcas share the same effect, which is that if you act after you banish them from the graveyard, you are locked into dark monsters. He summons an Orcus from the hand, he summons an Orcus from the deck. This one sends one dark machine from your deck to the graveyard. This lets you banish it from the graveyard and special summon a banished Orcus monster back to the field, but it can't activate its effects for the rest of the turn, so which is fine. And I'll talk about what they really, and then Einsatz is just to resolve Galtea and to shuffle stuff back. So yeah, this is the Orcus package, and oh my god, I love it. That's it for the monsters, by the way. You can run Symbol Skeleton if you want to. I just couldn't really find. I've found success with just these cards in the deck, so I didn't find a need to put Symbol Skeleton in. But feel free to if you want. After that, you know, I showed you the Orchestrated Einsatz as the first spell. Triple speed recovery because it's like a Monster Reborn and a Monster Reincarnation all in one card. It's pretty insane, but it's only for Speedroids. Double Called by the Grave because this should probably be at 3 because now we don't want anyone stopping our plays, but it's whatever, it's a casual deck. Double Return of the Dragon Lords to revive Clear Wing and Crystal Wing, and also a new monster, protection for a new monster that's in the extra deck. Double Limiter Removal because it's like a machine deck. One Monster Reborn because it's Monster Reborn and I needed to fill up space, and one for one because this summons Dice and the Brass Bombard from the deck, which is insane. So that's it for these spells. But yeah, no, this deck is pretty nuts. And so then we have the traps, 2 Solemn Strike, a Judgment, and a Warning. So the deck is pretty similar to the last one I showed you guys, but that's it for the main. It's pretty similar to the last one I showed you guys, but the Orcus actually do a lot for this deck. It's insane how consistent it became. So let's talk about the extra deck, and we're gonna start with the low-level Synchros. So we're starting with double Chanbara still. Chanbara is insane, attacking twice, being able to gain 200 when he battles, so he's gonna get really big really fast. It's pretty dope. 1 Kendama because this does help us get to some of our combos using Psychic Tracker and whatnot. This deck can still, by the way, this deck can still do everything that I showed in the test hands video, I'm pretty sure, minus the Wind Witch level 1. So, but for the most part, it still can achieve a lot of the things that I showed in that test hand video. And then after that, we play, for our 7s, we're playing 1 Dawn Dragster for the negate. We're playing 1 Fast Dragon because I think Fast Dragon is like amazing. 1 Clear Wing because it's Speedroids, you kind of gotta play Clear Wing. I think Fast Dragon is a little bit better than Clear Wing, but Clear Wing can go to the graveyard and be revived with the other card. So it's really one of those things. It's like if you can only make a level 7 that turn, I'm going with Fast Dragon or Dawn Dragster. And then we're playing 2 copies of Crystal Wing because this is Speedroids and you still can make Crystal Wing almost like with the greatest of ease. It's incredible how easy he is to make. And lastly, the newest card in the extra deck is Borreload Savage Dragon. So you guys will find out how amazing this deck is. And this is the card that you summon this any 2 monsters and you get this. It's insane. And you'll find that out in the combo video that I'll be uploading soon. That's it for the Synchros. Now there is 1 proxy in my extra deck. I will be sure to try and get a real copy of it beforehand. But I couldn't hold back this video. I needed to get this out, and that's the 1 proxy I run is Nightmare Mermaid. This is supposed to be a Nightmare Mermaid because it gets you out the Orcus Nightmare. It's nuts, and you'll find out how good it is when we get there. But yeah, so Nightmare Mermaid for our Link 1 and Nightmare Phoenix. This is just to go into the Mermaid. Then we have 1 Galtea, the Orcus Automaton. This is for going into the Orcus stuff and getting back one of our banished Orcus monsters into the deck. It's really good. It's pretty dope. Then we have Reproductus to keep with the old test hand stuff. This is in case you just want to do Speedroid plays with Summon Sorceress, you can make this instead. Great Fly because this is a Speedroid deck, so I am playing with the 1 Great Fly in here. And then lastly, 1 Summon Sorceress because this can run the deck. This is insane. Whether you're doing the Speedroid stuff or the Orcus stuff, you're going to need Summon Sorceress. She's kind of like the final Link monster for both sets of things. some people you might ask, well, what about the other Orcus linked monsters like Longirsu or Orchestron? I do have a Longirsu on me. And I did think about playing Orchestron. But the only way that I could see playing Orchestrion is if you play this, and the extra deck space was just already really tight for me. You could cut maybe a Crystal Wing if you really want to. I really see that being the only thing that you could cut. Maybe Dawn Dragster if you don't like playing him to fit in Orchestrion, but I would not play Longirsu in this deck just because he's awkward to make, because your Link 3 is Summon Sorceress, but you can link Summon Sorceress and a Orcus monster into Orchestrion. So I would play Orchestrion over Longirsu, but Galtea is needed. Galtea is necessary for the deck. She's a machine, so she also lets you link with any Speedroid to go into Summon Sorceress, which is the main reason that, and that's the whole reason I thought of the deck, is that, you know, Orcus were machines, and I was like, maybe they'll help me climb into Summon Sorceress, and oddly enough, it's insane how quickly they can get you into Summon Sorceress. And like I said, any 2 monsters gets you the combo, and I'll be sure to show that off for you guys when I do the play. And hopefully I'll have a real Nightmare Mermaid by then, but if I don't, I'll let you guys know. But anyways, that is my Orchestrated Speedroids. I think that this deck is crazy. But I love it. It's one of those decks that like I put together and I was like, oh sure, I'll play a couple test hands with it. Maybe it'll be this janky thing. But as I was doing test hand after test hand, and I was like, this is ending in the same board every time. I was like, I have to put this up. Because this deck is insane, and I love it. It's incredible how I switched out the Wind Witches for the Orchest, and there's so much, I wouldn't say there's so much more synergy there, because it does kind of turn off the Speedroids for the turn, but the board that it makes using the Speedroid monsters and the Orcus stuff is insane. So, and you guys may disagree with me, but this deck can still do all the stuff that I showed last time. I actually think that this is a much better deck than the one I showed previously. But yeah, tell me, of course, your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.